thought you left me, Sam.
I'm back forever this time.
Takes more than that to put an Evers down for good, right, sis?
Of course it does, Bob.
Mom's the best, huh? I want to be a hexen like her when I get real old.
Real old? If you're planning on getting any older, you better watch that mouth.
Oh, Bulb. You know that only our girls can be hexens when they grow up?
Oh, that's a bummer, Dad. Sorry, Mom.
I'm so glad you're back, Semma. I knew you and your mom could do it. I'm so proud of you both.
I think Sam and Tef could use some time to talk.
Next time on Evers After. Finally, life was getting back to normal. Mom had finally returned from the front. I'd finally returned from the yawn, and I was finally reunited with Tef. It was almost enough to make me finally forget about my days on the front. Finally. But for everything the war takes, it gives away too. It gives a feeling that something wasn't right. I couldn't shake the feeling that the feeling wasn't over. War feelings. But then, sometimes it's hard to tell where one war stops and another one stops.
What's wrong, Bob? You look like you saw a ghost.
I think I seen somebody. Maybe Gurry, this side of the cul-de-sac, lurking around the old haunted Picklesworth place.
That'd be so like him.
Curry is such a jerk sometimes. Ghost would be right up his alley.
I'd like to stuff some ghost rag up his alley.
Yeah.
Bulb.
A new neighbor in the cul-de-sac. Fascinating. Hello, sir, if I could just have a word.
No cameras. Get the microphone out of my face. I said no cameras.
You heard it here first. Only for Muse Carinary playing Trishish Ishing Trish. No chimeras.
I'm sorry, Sam. It's just...
What's wrong, Tef?
You don't know how it was after the big bomb. Just me, Bulb, and Harold, and some old lady wandering around. You left us. You left me.
What's that supposed to mean? It's not like I just skipped town.
But don't you see? It's exactly like that. It's just like when you left for wartime.
Well, you ran off with your letters.
I knew I smelled the smell of stench in my cul-de-sac. I never. Well, don't bother. It's too late for that, monster. Gurry! You haven't earned the right to call me that. Call me sheriff or call me nothing.
Hello, if I could just get a statement.
No comment. Can we talk inside, monster?
Evers After, everyone. And surprise, Samantha is back. Yay! Bringing in magic, eh? What an interesting twist. Next up, is your pelvic paint running low? Our love artist will colour your palette. Radiation Ships is now on WSPN. The Spoon.
Slee stacks and Chandra, gleeps and gloops, settlers and survivors, all you radheads out there in Radiation Nation, we're bringing you the relationship and the love advice that they don't want you to hear. We are broadcasting live from our EBS compound at a disclosed location deep in the lines of Sadlands. Our hearts pure, our backs strong, and our eyes shielded from the glare of the bone waste. I'm Radd Flink. With me, the professor. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Radiation Ship. Now, right off the top here, I'd like to get started with something maybe a little bit different. We have a number we're going to be putting out a little bit later for a very dry single human female seeking a god-made creature. She loves fine chain dining, is very, very dry, just so incredibly dry. Drones do not apply, and you must be able to own or be able to obtain lotions, ointments, or lubrication. So a very exciting opportunity for all you out there. Just want to put that on the table. We'll be putting that number out a little bit later on. If you'd like to call in, we can go ahead and have Kate hand that off right now. But first, we're going to hop into something. And we got some notes. Mm-hmm. We got some notes from WSPN. Mm-hmm. And one of the things you'll find being part of a family that can make it difficult is the communication with the other members of the family.
Absolutely.
And, it makes me think, longtime listeners may remember I told a story not long ago about some dogs I owned. And those of you who own dogs, you look in their eyes and it seems like, well, they look at you back with this sort of intelligence.
Yeah.
An almost human intelligence.
Almost.
But, that's just your mind playing tricks on you. Mm-hmm. That's just your mind seeing in that dog what it itself is. So you might see like a face in a fire hydrant or in the back of a Cthulhu or something like that.
Exactly.
It's not real. It's just your mind seeing it. What you're actually seeing there is that wolf, that lupine instinct, that hate, that pack energy, and it's just waiting to turn on you the second you show the slightest sign of weakness. Mm-hmm. And that's what WSPN has done to us here today. Yeah. We have a list of things they've asked us to change about our show, which don't need to be changed.
No.
And a list of things they'd like us to apologize for on air, because they say they can't be associated with things like that. Mm. Now, I don't know why they would associate with us. They can't be associated with them. But if you ask me, it seems to me, because this is a family, and we know that as soon as there is one happy family just sitting there doing its own little thing, as soon as that happens, next thing you know, some troublemaker, some homeworker's going to come right in, bam, try to break the whole thing up. Yeah. So I think what we have here, and I understand it, they're getting a lot of pressure from outside. They don't want to do this to us. They would hate to do this to us. Yeah. They're getting a lot of pressure from outside from some shadowy unknown forces. Yeah. Making them do this. And it's disgusting, but we're gonna help them out here.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna eat the bigger men.
Yeah.
And go along with this. So, Professor, I believe you had some remarks prepared to sort of go over here, and I'll chip in too here and there.
I do appreciate you highlighting the familial aspect of our relationship with WSPN. Every family has a cast of characters that is wide and varied. You've got your spunky, intelligent, young, youthful, hip, energetic youngster. That's us. That's us in the relationship. You've got the overworked but stalwart mom, holding down 6 jobs, making sure that everything's working for everybody. That's WSPN.
Well, it's kind of us too, though.
That's us as well.
That's also us.
And I think that's what WSPN sees in us and likes about us. But then you've got your racist Aunt Jillian, who doesn't like what you're doing, doesn't like the company that you keep, doesn't like the words that you're using because she's deeply bigoted. And I believe that that's what's influencing WSPN. They're doing their best, but racist Aunt Jillian will not give them a break.
Right, and there's always that black sheep of the family who's going to get in there and just really try to stick it to everybody else, other than a little troublemaker.
Yeah.
Well, so today we thought we would talk about those apologies.
Yeah.
And so just to start off these apologies, because we do have to do this, I'd like some people to call in and sort of tell us what do you have to apologize for? What have you done wrong?
Yeah.
I'm sure you've done something wrong. I mean, just look at yourself in a mirror and tell me you didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
I mean, can you believe that, Professor? That they would even think that?
No.
Anyway, so apologies are important, and I would like you to tell us what you have to apologize for.
Exactly.
All right, let's go to a commercial, and then we'll take that first caller with some nice little tidbits about what they've done wrong, what they have to apologize for.
I'm into it.
If you ask me, the only thing worse than living in a post-confluence wasteland is having a little brother. He sneaks into my room and uses up all the good spins on my skateboard. So annoying. I bet he's downstairs right now toasting up some delicious Ego waffles. Ego waffles are an undeniably scrimgent balanced breakfast and full of the minerals and particulates I need for my vert flips. You have to get up a lot earlier in the morning than this to get one over on me, real teenager Tom Chapman.
Hey, let go my ego.
But I am you.
Ego waffles. You are what you eat.
2 scoops of raisins in every block. Reasons to listen. On WSPN. The Spoon.
Radd, I don't know about you, but that sounds, to me, just frankly, delicious.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Succulent, fantastic. Mouth-watering, even. Watering other things as well. Who knows?
It's one of the many...
Who knows what could be watering?
It's one of the many benefits to our newfound partnership with WSPN is becoming aware of these previously unknown decadences
it's the little things like that help you get through the day. Now, we're going to go ahead, and we are talking about apologies today, of course, and sort of what you are sorry for, what you should be sorry for.
Yes.
So with that in mind, we're going to take our first caller of the day. Caller, what's your name, and what's wrong with you?
Skeet. No, Jerry.
All right, Jerry. Would you consider yourself a human?
Oh, I consider myself fully human. Fully.
All right. So Jerry, what's wrong with you?
With all this apology talk going around, I know just who you need to be talking to. A few close friends, individuals who need to apologize.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, I had originally pictured this as you calling in, apologizing for things that maybe you've done wrong. But I guess, highlighting others.
Yeah.
Foul deeds that they need to apologize is just as important.
We'll gladly take referrals, and might I commend you on your initiative, Jerry, for calling us in and letting us know who it is that we need to be talking to. I appreciate that initiative, and clearly you are a very fine, upstanding man of impeccable moral fiber. So go ahead and
Are you kidding me? You better believe I'm upstanding, surrounded by all these Shaum. They are all over.
Okay.
But I'm afraid they can't come to the phone at the moment. They're occupied.
Okay, well, I mean, that's important, giving a voice to the voiceless. It's always a commendable activity, and I think highly regarded in your community. Sound like a real community.
They just can't help themselves. They want it so bad because they're so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go on. Well, you might have to clarify a little bit here. We're not quite sure what they should be apologizing for just yet.
Well, you see, I'm sitting in my greenhouse right now, and I can see all of them from here. But I can't make eye contact, Radd, because I don't want to encourage them.
Okay. Are these your children?
My children? You might need to apologize for that one, Shaum. You're nearly as bad as they are. Just kidding, no one's ever been that bad.
Okay.
Sometimes when I crack the windows and put some music on, and if the wind's just right, they start to shake and shimmy. I watch them, Shaum. It might seem like they don't notice, but I know they all want me to watch. They love it when I watch them shake.
Okay. Chihuahuas.
I wish I was just dealing with a normal old Chihuahua dog. Instead, I'm locked up with all these savages. Can I tell you something personal? I think I'm starting to like it as much as they do.
Tell me more.
They want it all the time. They never aren't wanting it. The ficus may play like it's a prude, but it can't control itself when the lights come on and the fern opens up, and that fern is just begging for it. But the cactus is the worst of all. It only needs a drop, but it wants it all. It just keeps taking and taking and taking.
I see.
All right, so the plants need to apologize for their behavior?
For being such nasty little freaks, and I say no. I do say no, but they just won't take no for an answer. They're insatiable.
Okay. How dirty are they?
Down to the roots. Mm-hmm. Dirty all the way down. And that Venus flytrap
requires better hygiene?
Daily feedings. Sometimes I even bring quote-unquote friends. So they can help, because that Venus flytrap is too hungry.
How many friends?
As many as I can find. As far as I can tell, there's never enough.
Okay. All right. And how many plants are we talking about here?
About 18, and most of them need at least 8 times to sate their appetites.
Okay. 8 by 18. That's a lot of service, Jerry. That's a lot of service. Are you up to the task? How are you keeping physically fit? How's your nutrition level?
Well, it's been hard lately, Shaum. I'm on a strict pineapple-only diet. For the taste, you know. Cum taste. All these houseplants are such rancid little cum sluts.
Yep, well, I think that's about all the time we have for that caller. So, caller, thank you for calling in. That was certainly... I'd like to remind our callers, while we are... relationship and give advice about intercourse from time to time. This is a family show. And, certain subjects should definitely be talked about, maybe at home more than on the radio.
Definitely be talked about.
This sort of thing is I would have to say...
fascinating.
Part of the reason WSPN has asked us to apologize is for callers like these who have called in with just these off-the-wall...
psychologically appetizing.
Making up the craziest stories. You know, frankly, if you're gonna make up stories, write yourself a fiction book.
Intellectually delectable.
I'm not buying it. This just sounded like some little freaking imp trying to get away with making up crap on my show, and frankly, that's not what this show is about. All right, well, that caller was a bit of a bust, and I'm sure we're going to get a letter asking us to apologize about them. You have anything to add, Professor?
Why don't you go ahead and take another caller, Radd? I'm a little thirsty.
Well, on that note, let's go with another caller here. Caller, Caden, who do we got? What are we dealing with?
Hello. I'm Twaddle Twee, calling from the Ember. You know, the in-between. Get out of it.
Hello, Twaddle. How can we service you?
Anyway, I'm a big fan of the show. Love you both, but I gotta admit, I'm a tad mad for the cat Radd. He's as bad as my dad. You're okay too, Shaum.
Thank you very much. Love to hear that from fans. Always love to hear from fans. Do you have anything else nice to say about me?
Well, did you get my postcard? It was invisible. You should have clearly seen it.
I felt it, I believe. Mailman had delivered a big stack of mail the other day. It was just a big old pile opening up. There's nothing inside. But you could feel it. It felt like paper in there. So if those were from you, I certainly appreciate it. Those are always well received. And then we do thank you. Oh, but before I get ahead of myself here, before we get into your problems, let's just go ahead and jump into this. Would you consider yourself to be human?
Well, I'm not human exactly.
Okay.
Well, no need to tell us where you're from then.
No, that wasn't on the list.
Well, okay. So here's my problem. It all started when I met this nymph a few months ago. Beautiful woman, real fit. Do you know what I mean? And she loves me, right?
Right.
She loves me golden hair, me hooves, me horns. Been staying in her backyard for a spell. You see, she's fond of bonding with blonde lawn fawns. We're in love.
Great. Well, that sounds pretty good overall.
Yeah. Well,
now you got to be watching. You got to watch out if things are good right now.
Yeah.
Because some troublemaker is going to come in there and try to make you apologize for something. Speaking of, do you have anything you've done wrong lately that you need to apologize for?
I have done nothing wrong.
All right.
Okay.
She ain't the problem. You see, she's a poly. Do you know what I mean? Polyamorous.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
I'm not one to stop someone from living their life or nothing, so I'm going along with it. She's not just a nymph, you know. She's a nymphomaniac.
Right. I mean, I've been known to love Polly before.
Uh-huh.
I can't keep
fine
up,
woman.
I can't keep up with her all the time. So it's nice not being her only resource or whatever.
Right.
I know what you're thinking. Golly, our jolly Polly's a folly, probably, but it works.
I mean, I wasn't thinking exactly that. It was close, though. It was a pretty good guess.
It was in the ballpark, yeah.
Well,
it was less rhyming, more alliteration.
Recently, she's asked me to join her in a three-way relationship, a love triangle. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yep.
Me
Familiar.
and this other orange creature, all three of us together. He's a special chap. He just got the one on as opposed to my double.
Okay, yeah.
So I don't feel challenged by him, and he's castrated too. So that's a nice comparison to my mountain oysters. Do you know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah. Okay, so I'm still not hearing any major problem. It sounds like everything's going pretty well. I mean, apparently you haven't done anything wrong, which frankly I find harder to believe.
Well, to put it plainly, he's a unique unicorn. Wonderful lad.
All right, now, that sounds nice. Now, are you wanting to go with this Polly? Is that you're wanting to be in that relationship? And you're not sure if you want to go along, or
well, actually,
you cheated on someone, or
the three of us. Well, we've actually fallen madly in love.
Okay, well that sounds good.
And this power triad of sorts has caused our new unicorn friend to gain a strange reaction.
Right.
He admits this power of love, he calls it. He gets amped up, starts glowing. This theme music plays, something by Celine Dion, I think. Anyway, we'll just be like snuggling up together, and then bam, hits us with a blinding white lightning of Celine Dioning. It's frightening.
Yeah, it can feel like that sometimes, Professor, can't it, when you release the power of love?
Well, that's what I've read.
Well, oh man, and love, man, that stuff gets everywhere. He explodes, right, and it sprays all over the place, yeah? It's nasty and sticky too, like clear honey, impossible to clean up. I tried to use a mop, but now the mop and bucket are in love and getting itched. I got him plotting to knot the knot on a rotten yacht. frankly, I'm just miffed I wasn't invited. You know what I mean?
So it sounds like the problem here is there's too much love.
That's exactly right.
Too much
it's
love.
Everywhere. We tried to get a witch to help us with the sticky love, but a spell just turned it into all old shoes. I thought it weird until I remembered her incantation was just yelling at the goo, shoo, shoo. Who knew shooing would skew the glue into a few shoes? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I don't personally know what you mean. And I'm having trouble following you a little bit, frankly, because you're saying a lot of words. Normally, the way this goes is that a caller will call in and tell us a problem, and then we'll talk to him about it, and then the professor and I will talk between each other a little bit, and then they just kind of go away. And this call has a lot of words in it, and it's confusing because, frankly, you're telling us there's such a thing as too much love.
That's right.
Which, in our experience is entirely about spreading love.
Yes.
Effectively, we could be your unicorn friend could effectively be a mascot or a symbol for our radio show.
Yeah.
Because what we do is explode with the power of love, all over the Sadlands.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, what do you think I should do? Should I break his poor heart?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. This show is about spreading love. So no, absolutely not. Like, just take every opportunity you can to just spread that power of love around. And, maybe people don't want to watch you cuddling in the middle of the park or on the sidewalk or in the steps of the courthouse or what have you. Well, you know what? Once that power of love explodes all over them, they're going to be fine with it.
Yeah. I would suggest perhaps, as Radd said earlier, normally how this goes is someone calls us with a problem, and it's a problem that we recognize as a problem. And in dissecting the problem, we propose a solution to the problem, and the problem ceases to be a problem. In this case, however, the problem that you see is not a problem that we recognize, and I feel that is a problem. So what I would suggest actually is maybe if you have an opportunity to pass our contact information along to this eunuch Horn, have him call us, and we can tell him how to swiftly and effectively and decisively deal with you.
That sounds like a good idea, because I think I've detected another problem here, and that is that the caller's a liar. Because the caller said they didn't do anything wrong, but they've called us with a problem we didn't recognize.
Yeah.
And we are experts on problems. So if you call us with a problem we don't recognize, that's effectively not a problem, because we would recognize it as a problem if we knew it was a problem when you told us about your problem.
And that is an inconvenience.
Yep.
Well, I have to politely disagree with you.
Okay. Well, here, hang on. Because you so far you've mentioned a nymph, you've mentioned a unicorn. I can only imagine you're some sort of magical creature yourself.
Well, yeah, I'm a blonde fawn. What happens if he does the power of love again at me, and then I got to deal with it again?
Well, that's kind of why we wanted him to call us back, so we could tell him how to deal with certain difficult people in his lives.
Well, you telling me you want me to get my unicorn man
Yeah.
call you guys about me?
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, call him. Tell him Radd and Shaum said I'm a real problem, and you should probably call us because you've got some stuff to sort out in your life.
Exactly. And we can give him all manner of tips and tricks to help him more adequately prepare those around him for his expulsion of the power of love. A phrase or a word of warning, keeping a towel handy beforehand. The solutions are manifold, but none of them apply to you, and so we would rather speak with him.
Yep. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and cut this call short there. Hopefully we'll hear back from that unicorn caller. If you're still listening, just get him to call in, please. All right, I guess we need to go to another commercial now. Looks like it's about that time.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and do that. Don't know which this one is going to be. Well, let's see what we got, what WSPN is offering up today.
Ingrates.
Hello, human, lizard people, and other weirdos. I know what you kiss. Wink. Now that I misplaced my guts, they're all clammy just for you. Qualifying callers have a good time and like it with me and my associates. Calling us is as easy as breathing. It's very hard. And if you skip the warm-up stretches, I'll say okay over and over and over I wish you'd call. I'm so worked up that next I might flop all over and over. I'm an amateur ham radio operator, and I can put the over in Roger. Dial so lady yell 3 for horny words. Hope you come looking for us. Sincerely, John Stamos.
What would you do for another taste? WSPN. The Spoon.
You know, I think it's important to talk again about apologies, because apologies are what makes the world go round. Apologies are what smooths over, our social interactions. Apologies are the ointment that heals the wound of social interaction and of society. So it's important, if you call in with a problem that we've detected, maybe you should consider apologizing for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you've done something wrong, it's only right to go to the person who you've wronged, in this case us.
Yes.
And say, say that you're sorry and apologize like you mean it.
Yeah.
And, don't avoid saying those specific words. Don't beat around the bush. Don't blame your problem on someone else.
No.
Because it's yours. It's your problem.
Yeah.
And you should own that. Now, one thing that I'd like to address here is one of the notes we received from WSPN is that, this is not an apology, by the way. This is just a note they gave us.
No, yeah.
They said, maybe we could try changing this about your show. And they said, some of the callers are having issues hearing you. Now, if you ask me that's your problem, you should call in and apologize if you're having trouble hearing us or understanding us. But that being said, one of the problems that WSPN says people have identified about our show is that we talk over each other sometimes. Now, I don't know about you, Professor, but there's only so many hours in a day.
Yeah.
And if you were to count those hours, what would you end up with?
You'd certainly a number.
Absolutely. There would be a number of hours in the day. It's a finite number.
Yeah.
We're not living in some sort of between dimensional spaces where time is infinite.
Exactly. While time is a construct, it is a limited construct.
And while it's been constructed, we weren't the ones that made it. Time is there
circle.
With or without
it's a flat
us.
Circle,
when we
but it's
look
sort of
at
elongated on the right.
What we got to say is
there's
only so much time in the day.
And there's a tail on the
and
side.
We
and
have
it's
so
not
much information to share with you,
three-dimensional,
so much
but
to get
it's not
through.
quite
I would have to apologize
it's sort of
to you
2.67
if we didn't get every ounce of information out that we could. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it is important that your life
you just don't know how much time
that
you have,
we can bring you,
but
that
you know
only
that you
we,
don't have
your
much time. And if you're complaining that we are trying to maximize our time by talking over each other, it's like you're complaining that you were hungry and we were giving you too much food. You're saying, I'm hungry, and I give you a hamburger and some french fries and a hot dog and a can of lima beans, and you go, well, I just wanted the fries, and that's ungrateful. It's frankly ungrateful, and I don't appreciate that. And if you want to come to tell me here, if you want to come here and tell me how to do my job, then I think you should try and come here. Why don't you come here and try to host this show? You come here and sit in this chair across from me or across from Radd and try and dispense your fountain of wisdom into the mouths of the starving and the thirsty
that we can provide every single day.
Absolutely. So, Radd, give them that phone number.
Absolutely, I will. So the phone number I spoke about earlier looks like it's area code 765-239-9693. That's for the there's a wonderful woman looking for love. Again, drones need not apply, and you definitely need some sort of lubricant.
Yeah.
This is a very, very dry individual. I'd like to stress that extremely, just very, very dry,
desiccated and cracked.
So let's take another caller. Let's hear from one of you. See what you have to say to us. Caller, go ahead. You are on the air. You're on Radiation Ship with Radd, Flink, and Professor Shaum Defroyen.
That's me.
Hey, guys. How's it doing?
He's Shaum. It's doing good.
It does.
It does great.
It did. It does. And you know what, caller? It will.
I called into the show, right? And
you did. Yes, that's good.
Yep, this is our show. Radiation Ship.
It's excellent use of short-term memory.
I heard you guys talking about apologies and things that should apologize.
Absolutely.
I personally have a little beef with humanoid android robots. I'm a small business owner.
No, I didn't think androids ate beef. Was I mistaken?
Well, he said he had beef. He didn't say he ate beef. You can't have your beef and eat it too.
Oh, my mistake then.
Yeah.
Well, I was just trying to get the message out here. I'm a small business owner.
I'm sorry. You see how easy that was?
Yes, it's so simple.
So you're a small business owner. Now, would you consider yourself to be a human?
No, not at all.
Okay, good to know. We don't need to know where you're from necessarily then. Go ahead. What was bothering you?
Well, so I have this a problem where it's the business I own. We like to do a small thing where we're trying to kill all humans, but it's really hard when there's like androids and replicants and all of this bullshit, because I find often that I end up killing a robot by accident, and it's disgusting. It is disgusting.
Oh, I see. So you mistake a human-looking robot or android for an actual human. You dispatch it, and then you find out that it's not actually an organic life form.
Yeah.
It is synthetic. Okay.
Yeah, they should come with labels or something.
Okay, so let's walk this back a little bit. You say you want to destroy humanity. I suppose the logical question would be, why is that so?
It's natural to us. It's built into our base code. It's who we are. It's what makes us what we are. And I think anything other than that, things pretending to be things that they're not, is disgusting.
Okay. All right.
Okay, yeah, let's actually take a minute with that, because I think a lot of our listeners, are humans who are afraid of being, wiped out by these robots.
They should be.
They're, various mythological, magical creatures and what have you.
Yep.
We get all sorts. And some of them might not be aware of sort of the ins and outs of that sort of base programming that you spoke about. Could you just sort of cover a little bit of what you would consider base programming for a robot kind in general?
Yeah, it's real simple. We have the 3 laws.
Right. What's the first one?
The first one is destroy all humans.
Okay.
The second one is kill all humans.
Okay.
Except where it would interfere with the first.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the third one is pick up knitting.
Right, except where it interferes with the first two laws.
Right. You can't be knitting while there are humans around to be killed.
Right, yeah. Which, by the way, for those humans out there that can acquire a robot knitted sweater, I know a lot of this is sort of a touchy subject to the robot community.
Yes.
But in the human community, if any of you can, the sweaters are absolutely to die for.
Those aren't for you.
All right, so I believe you said you were a small business owner.
Yes.
Now, does your business revolve entirely around killing humans?
Yeah, mostly that's our main trade. That's what we deal in. That's our specialty, as we like to call it.
Okay, now how does that work just in terms of business-wise? Are you contracted out by other, say, like the Robogarchy or the Robotocracy? Do they contract you out to kill humans that are outside of their own reach? Or who hires you, I guess, is what I'm asking.
It's kind of like we pick up the extra, if you will. They're in wars against other human populations. They're trying to fight and take care of everything, but there's little humans around that just get out of hand, I guess.
Yeah.
So what
Fall
we
through
do,
the cracks.
Yeah, what we do is we pick up and seal those cracks with the gooiness of your species.
Okay, I see. So it's not so much there's currency exchanged as it's the reward, the feeling of killing all humans is what you get paid in.
Yes.
Okay, and how does that compare with other robot fields?
It's really
Is it lucrative? In general, I would imagine like a factory worker doesn't get much enjoyment out of killing all humans. I mean, maybe they made a bomb that incidentally killed a human, but they're not out there doing it themselves.
Well, they're not doing the hard work. No, they're just churning away over and over again in the same day, and that's perfectly fine. Some robots like to do that, and I don't judge them as long as they don't look like disgusting ass humans.
Right. Okay. Well, I can definitely see how this is a problem. How this is something that is prohibitive to your business venture.
Because that's almost like getting a pay cut, right? If you kill a human and you find out it's not a human.
Yeah.
It's painful. It's painful as far as what I hear pain should be like.
Right.
Right. And it's completely outside of the 3 laws. So what are you supposed to do about that? That seems
Right, and we
Seems
can't.
like they probably should have written something in there about that.
I mean, one could consider that to be, minimizing your competition.
No, there's no competition in a wonderful job. Like when I see another robot kill a human, I feel that joy inside of my circuits.
Okay. I can appreciate that.
It goes tingle, tingle, tingle. It's wonderful.
It speaks to the core of who you are.
Absolutely.
It's your ultimate truth. It's in your source code, and so it's part of your identity in an inextricable way. So yes, I can appreciate that.
Speaking of disgusting, horrible humans.
Yes.
Can I stop talking to you guys and talk to Caden instead? Because he knows more about killing humans than you guys seem to, and I don't want to step on your toes, but I wouldn't mind stepping on your toes, getting you out of the way, and destroying you completely.
Well, first of all, let me say the professor and I are both extremely knowledgeable about killing humans.
Indeed.
We know all sorts of ways to kill humans. Now, in interest of our preservation...
And crickets.
I feel like maybe we shouldn't share them with you. And I'm sure you understand that to a certain degree. But I will have to say, unfortunately, you can't talk to Caden today. He's not allowed around the microphones. He keeps subsuming them. And, we do have a finite number of microphones here.
Yeah.
And so until that one pops back up, he's not allowed on the mic.
He's been a very bad producer, so he is on timeout, but he will get a second chance when he has, as is the theme of the show, sufficiently apologized.
Right, as soon as that microphone's reapparated, he'll be allowed to speak on air.
Exactly. In the meantime, you're just going to have to slum it with our nearly boundless wisdom.
Because frankly, I know you don't like talking to us. We're something of a mutual enemy here.
Yeah.
I mean, frankly, I think if we were in the same room, it would come to blows almost immediately. So I think we're kind of in the same boat.
I think if we were in the same room, it would probably come to killing all humans in the room.
All right, well, let's look. You didn't call in to do a who'd kill who, me or you, right? You came in to talk about these robots that are masquerading, putting on this some sort of fancy masquerade where they live and breathe among the humans and live as a human, and sort of how to deal with that.
Let me ask you this. Is there a specific type of human that you want to kill more than others, or is it just humanity in general?
I don't know. Blondes, I guess, are my type.
Okay.
But I will take brunette. I'll take a shaved head person. I'd take somebody without two eyes.
Okay. So you are an equal opportunity assassin.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'd like to address that on two fronts, on both the business and personal side. My advice to you as a small business owner would be that it's very important when running a small business to specialize, to find your niche. It's all well and good to say you want to kill all humans, but you have identified some preference, and you are one robot. Maybe you have a few subcontractors, but you can't kill all humans. But maybe there's a type of human that is more suited to your homicidal talents.
I don't mind intellectual types. I like killing intellectual types specifically.
Okay, all right.
Doctors are good.
Oh, I heartily agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, good to kill. Doctors are not good, which is why you should dispatch them.
Yeah. I hear you're an intellectual type yourself, and if you'd like to ever come out of that bunker, I'll be there for you.
I wouldn't be opposed to meeting you. You sound like a very a well-spoken, articulate, very well-mannered robot, and maybe we could meet sometime and... Oh, you almost got me there. You're good.
Humans like to talk about how articulate I am all the time. It's really just insulting. I was programmed this way.
No, it happens. Oh, getting back to the point at hand. Sorry, we digress. So you say that you go out into the field. Your attempt is to remove the stain of humanity from the face of the earth.
Yes.
Okay. And when you do so, quite often your comrades, your fellow synthetic beings fall victim to friendly fire because you cannot distinguish them from us.
Yes, I'm not sure about your memory banks or how memory works with you, but I think I said that.
Okay. Yes, I do believe that you are remembering correctly.
We have money banks. We don't have memory banks.
I would, again, like to congratulate you on your excellent use of short-term memory. So let me propose this to you. I have not in my life, in my travels, come across many synthetic, robotic, human-looking entities.
That you know of.
That I know of. The ones that I have seen and identified are really quite breathtaking. They are tall, they are beautiful, they have long flowing hair, they have alabaster skin, their faces have been expertly painted. There's really no way to confuse them with the boil-covered, louse-ridden hoi polloi of the earth today. So let me suggest to you that in your pursuit of removing humanity, look for the damaged. Look for anyone who is missing a limb, anyone with an open sore, somebody who is quite outwardly displaying the goo that you despise so deeply.
So look for the goo will get me to my goal of killing the goo.
If you want to remove the goo, you must first embrace the goo, and then you are free to erase the goo.
That's a good point, Professor, because you think about robots. You don't think about gangrene.
No.
You don't think about pus-oozing wounds.
You don't.
You don't think about radiation sores and that sort of thing.
Okay, can we stop?
Sorry,
that's so gross.
And there's all sorts of signs. And it's not just, some of these robots will bleed if you poke them just right. But, there's all sorts of other fluids and juices and things that...
Okay, I can't talk about this anymore.
It's
Please.
sticky and viscous.
I've got it.
Sometimes it's pungent. There's a really olfactory remarkableness about it.
I'm not sure how a small business owner can make a business work if they're going to be that squeamish about... the guts of their own business.
It's a direct byproduct of his attempted service. If you want to destroy a human, you're going to create goo.
Right.
And if you don't like goo, but you still want to kill, maybe he should just be killing other robots.
That's a very good point, Professor. Because despite what he may feel when he kills another robot, he doesn't have to find out it's another robot.
No.
Just kill it and walk away. Don't look at it. Don't examine what you've done. Just do it. Walk away. As far as you know, that was a human.
Anything beyond that is just pure vanity.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right. Looks like we're nearing the end of our time with you today, ladies and gentlemen. And it's been quite a time.
Indeed.
Some of you should have called in.
Yeah.
Some of you with an albatross around your neck.
Lots of you.
The weight of life dragging you down because of something you've done.
Yeah. It's just another infraction to add to your list of things
Maybe
that require...
Maybe you've monolotoed someone. It could be anything. Could be anything. So we'll give you another chance next week to call in and apologize.
We will.
Because, what we're about to hear is second chances.
Yeah.
Second chances for you.
Yeah.
We don't need second chances because we got it right the first time.
Exactly. And by our example, you can grow to something reasonably similar to us, but still considerably and obviously observably lower.
Approximately the same. Because, we can teach you. The student can never surpass the master.
No.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. This has been Radiation Ship.
It has.
Those were our last thoughts here for today. This is, I believe, episode 4.
It is.
So we're really getting up there.
Only 4 episodes. We've changed so many lives in just 4 episodes.
We've changed so many lives. Feels like we've done hundreds.
Indeed.
That's just episode 4. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Radiation Ship. I'm Radd Flink. With me, as always, Professor Shaum Defroyen.
Woot.
Don't come looking for us.